Hi guys! So today I want to talk about the difference between alpha readers, beta readers, and ARCs. So for those who don't know, alpha readers are people who get your draft basically after you've just written it. You can edit it first, self-edit, but alpha readers definitely get your draft before it ever sees a professional editor. These people are typically supposed to go through the book, give you an idea of if there's any plot holes. Sometimes alpha readers can point out grammar mistakes, tense mistakes, but that's not really what they're there for. Alpha readers are really there to point out plot holes. To, let's say you got you change your character's hair halfway through. Hello, I did that in my very first novel. I changed her halfway through the novel, and my editor was like, "Hey, I think your character is supposed to be like a blonde, and you have her as a brunette now." And I was like, oh yeah, she's going through a transition, kind of playing it off. But your alpha readers will point out those issues to you and bring that to your attention, so that then you take what your alpha readers have given you and honestly, recommendation, alpha readers, beta readers, ARC readers should all be your target audience. You're not going to give your Regency romance novel to someone who doesn't like romance. Like, they're not going to give you good feedback. They're going to tell you that they don't like the simpering damsel in distress, and they don't like the tough hero, and because they're not your target audience. So find your target audience. Send them the copy of your first draft so that they can give you back, edit it as best as you can on your own, and they can give you back feedback, so that then you would take their feedback, incorporate what you want. And remember, everything you get back from alpha readers, beta readers, it's just opinions, it's just suggestions. You could toss every idea out the window if you wanted to, but it's always there. You take what the alpha readers have given you, you incorporate it, what you want to, into your novel, and then you send it to your editor. Then you get it back from your editor. You incorporate the changes your editor gave you. Then you find beta readers. Beta readers are different from your alpha readers, and that now beta readers are looking for mistakes. They're looking for any spelling mistakes you missed, any grammar mistakes you or your editor missed. They're looking to make sure that you filled in all of those plot holes, that you don't accidentally have, your character walk into a room and toss a bag on a bed, and then 5 minutes later they're tossing the bag into a closet. They are there to help you figure out what it is that is missing or needed in your book. So beta readers go through, they're people who will make sure, and again, they need to be your target audience, because they're people who are going to go through and make sure that they can identify with your characters, that they really feel what you're trying to depict on the page, and that you're getting what you want out of the story you're trying to tell. Then you take all the suggestions from your beta readers and you go back and you incorporate those, if you so choose, into your book. That's when you start looking for your ARC readers. Now, your ARC readers are people who receive an advanced review copy of your novel. It's a free copy of your novel, and it is supposed to be as polished as you can possibly get it. Now, remember, we are all human. We are all going to have mistakes. No one is perfect. A minor typo here or there, it's okay. You take these as polished as possible copies and you give them to ARC readers. ARC readers then read the novels and they post up reviews once the novel is published. It's basically like an agreement. They get a free book, and then you ask them to leave a review. Unfortunately, because of the terms of agreement on Amazon, you can't just say, hey, I'm going to give you this book and you have to leave. There is no have to about it. They leave a review if they so choose, and then it helps you garner more readers, because then you have people who are talking about your book, and you have people who are telling people about your book. And ARCs, a lot of people incorporate ARCs as part of their landing team, which is the people that help you launch a book when you do a book launch. And so the ARCs will read the book and they'll post the reviews on their social media, and they'll talk about your book in social media and get it out there and put it on blogs and that kind of stuff, so that people know that it exists. That's what ARC readers are for. you can have someone be all three. Unfortunately, what you'll run into is that it can cause issues. It is a lot of work to do an alpha, beta, and ARC for somebody, and typically it's better if you have a different person for each different group of people for each category, only because it's a set of fresh eyes. So they're not going to go into it looking at, what they had read originally and then not understanding why, and just not seeing it as a new book. It's really hard to look at something as, oh, well, I've already read this. So if they read it the second time, they're more likely to skim over it versus reading it because they've already read it before, regardless of any changes that you have made to it. So it always is best practice to separate that out and have three separate groups to do those. Beyond that, there's not a whole lot else to go into with those. Can choose to use all three. You can choose to use alphas only. You can choose to use betas only. Some people don't do alphas or betas and just use ARCs. The process is totally up to you. It's your process. But I just hope that this fills in a little bit of questions if you don't know what those are. Have a great weekend.